Hallå! Konstig start idag. Som sagt, Junior blev ju sjuk igår. Så det blev vabb. Det blev en kort stream igår. Och idag så... Jag stängde av alla alarm så att Junior fick sova ut innan överlämning skedde. Så överlämning skulle ha skett typ, där vid 7. Men nu blev det där vid 9. Och planen är ju fortfarande att ha kalas imorgon för Junior. Se hur han mår. Han mådde då mycket bättre under dagen igår och i morse. Men febern är fortfarande, den är inte borta. Den har bara gått ner, så får vi se hur mycket den går ner då. Eller om vi måste avbryta kalaset. Hur som så har jag varit och fixat och trixat massa med det innan jag kunde starta idag. Så därför är klockan 1. Först nu. Jag har handlat saker inför kalaset imorgon. Jag kom på att jag hade glömt några saker, så jag började åka tillbaka och handla mer saker. Jag har bakat tårta, jag har slagit in presenter, jag har duschat och ätit lunch. Ja. Mycket. Men nu är vi här i alla fall. Nu är vi äntligen på gång igen. Okej. Guiden. Town of Ondol. Morning Star finns här i alla fall. Och Laurels. Although Ondol is similar in size to Aldra, it contains even less useful features. Not even a church. However, the few points of interest it does contain are more important. If you visited and returned from Storgoy Graveyard, you should be out of Laurels at this point. Nej, jag har faktiskt en kvar. Jag tyckte inte det gjorde så mycket skada, vi kunde bara hoppa igenom. A quick stop in door B will allow you to buy 2 more Laurels for 50 hearts. Ja, vi gör väl det då. Of even greater use is door A. Behind this door, a hole in the floor is already prepared for you, so you don't have to make one yourself. Climb down the stairs, talk to the merchant, and he will offer you to sell the Morning Star for 200 hearts. By all means, purchase this whip. When you have both options, you're ready to leave. Exit town from the west side. Ja. Så vänta på dag. Codes in this town. Don't make me stay. I will die. Meaningless. Don't look into the Death Star, or you will die. Meaningless. When I was your age, women loved me. Meaningless. Dig up the 4th grave in the cemetery for diamond. True, no. The diamond is in Jam Wasteland, not a cemetery. A man living in darkness can give you whip power. True, yes. A man in a dark cavern can upgrade the Morning Star into the Flame Whip. Take my daughter, please. Meaningless. Believe in magic and you will be saved. Somewhat meaningless. It may refer to your faith in the power of the crystals. Jag ska på ölmässa också idag. Så att... Vilken hemsk natt för en förbannelse. Ja, eller hur, Pixel? Var det du som streamade det på svenska förresten? Jag började tänka på att det var någon jag såg som streamade detta på svenska. Ja, det var du. Snyggt. Morning Star, buy one? Hell yeah. Bättre vapen. För allt med Pixel då, taggad för helg. Ba, ba, ba. Helst ska bli gött, nice. Ja, exakt, ölmässa. Så att jag ska dra dit om 1,5 timme typ. Jag använder en guide när jag spelar Castlevania-spelen här just nu. Jag har ju klart ut de här spelen en gång i min ungdom. Jag tänker inte sitta och kämpa mig igenom spelen igen. Men jag fuskar inte med passwords i alla fall. För att om man läser Trophy-guiden så står det typ använd passwords till sista bossen. Klar, done, nästa spel. För att trophiesarna i det här spelet är bara klara ut spelen i princip. Castlevania 3 har att du ska klara ut spelen med varje karaktär. Castlevania Bloodlines också att du ska klara ut spelet med båda karaktärerna. Så jag spelar igenom spelet i alla fall. Men jag gör det med guider. Tjena Jocke! Jag vill minnas att Castlevania 3 inte var så svårt. I alla fall det var det första Castlevania jag klarade av. Och sen tog jag tag i Castlevania 1 och sen 2. Okay, Deborah Cliff. Deborah Cliff is found far to the left Ondol. With the power of the Morning Star, the mummies and ghosts should be easy enough to kill. Do not let them surround you. Shortly after, you will encounter the more hovering blocks over the water, but you need only to cross 3 of them. Remember to time your jumps, as the blocks are rising and you will be able to leap farther than usual. Beyond the blocks, you will encounter the imposing surface of the cliff. There's a clue hidden in the ground just before the cliff at location A. You have heard tales of people passing beyond its impossible heights. Read the spoil below to learn how. Och hintboken man hittar är Dracula's nail may solve the evil mystery. Meaning, Dracula's nail has the ability to break blocks like holy water and can be useful in your quest. Här är väl röda kristallen och lucka. In order to scale the cliffs, you must rely on the magical properties of your crystal. By activating the red crystal and kneeling before the cliff at location B, you will summon a whirlwind which will lift you off the ground and transport you to another region of the world. This new region is actually on the far east side of the world, beyond Carmilla Cemetery. Once you figure out the method of passing the cliff, you will arrive in front of the entrance to Bodley Mansion. Musik, ja eller hur? Musiken i Castlevania 2 är ju verkligen 10 av 10. Note, while it is not required, you're only a few steps away from upgrading your whip to the most powerful whip in the game. If you like, you may wish to visit the Uta Lower Road and upgrade to the Flying Whip and then return to attack Bodley Mansion. Other players bypass Bodley Mansion, complete Laruba Mansion first and tackle Bodley Mansion on their way back, which is acceptable to do. Ja, ska vi hämta den nu eller sen? Jag tror vi kan hämta den sen, va? Ja, Infernax hade ju härliga referenser till Castlevania. Äta kyckling från väggen och så dör man. Who in the world is thinking about eating bad chicken hidden in a wall? Och virvelvinden så dör man väl också. Man blir väl lemlästad. Jag vill minnas att jag skrattade i alla fall. Okej, Bodley Mansion, vi går in. When you arrive in the mansion, you will be attacked by armor. Head left past skeleton and stop in front of the wall. From here, if you happen to have an oak stick bought from previous mansion, you can ignore the long journey to the merchant in this mansion. And simply take the detour of passing the fake wall and move right. Otherwise, you must move up several flights of stairs while watching out for false floors. Use holy water to detect the false floors and be extra careful as the slimes can jump through false floors to get you. When you reach the top, head right and stick to the upper platforms. You will appear to reach a dead end. However, if you test the walls with holy water, you will find that the upper region of the high wall is fake, so you feel free to jump through it. On the other side of the wall, make your way down by jumping out to the wall so that you don't land on skeletons. You will reach what appears to be another dead end. will know better. Break the wall to your right to continue your way through the mansion. This happens to be a good region to walk back and forth in order to advance Simon to level 4. Although this requires 250 experience points, so it may take some patience. Once you reach the stairs, head up and walk left for the clue book, or simply proceed to the very bottom. When you reach the bottom, you notice that you can see part of the screen to your left. Once again, what appears to be a dead end is not. Test the left wall and you will notice you can jump through the location. To walk along the ceiling of the lower portion of the mansion. If you continue left, you will encounter the mansion merchant application E, who will sell you an oak stake for 50 hearts. Pick one up and then proceed to the left where you will drop down a false floor. From here, drop down to the floor and walk all the way to the right, where you find the crystal ball containing Dracula's nail. Två XP här, 62. Jajamän, det får jag. Vi får XP. När ska jag få dricka mango-jipan då? Det låter så jävla gott. Och att jag har druckit typ 800 stycken av dem också. Inte levela upp här. Då är vi fram och tillbaka och slåss. Välkommen tillbaka. Händer inte så mycket här just nu. Jag håller på att levla och samla pengar samtidigt. Hjärtan är ju både pengar och XP. Där kommer leveln. Och vi har max pengar. You now process Dracula Snail. Okay. Ja, så bara tillbaka. Samma väg vi kom. Och nu med nageln så verkar man kunna man använder nageln så kan man slå sönder dem. Men man kan även bara på taket. Kändes enklare. Så. Borg avklarad. Boken man hittar i i det där slottet där. The curse has killed the laurel tree. Meaning the English translation is wrong. The original Japanese text read, a person without living laurels will perish on the cursed swamp. Okay, only one more mansion remains, and then the final showdown in Dracula's castle. This is also the hardest part of the game. You will be far away from a town with a church, so be extra cautious. You'll need to make sure you have no less than 2 laurels for this trip. If you don't have enough, you should travel east to town of Doina. Where you can buy laurels and also rest up at church. Bottle Lake. Bottle Lake is situated next to a lake which you will find by walking left from the mansion entrance. Just as you did at Yuba Lake, if you equip the red crystal and kneel before the lake briefly, the water will drain and reveal a hidden path. Descend the stairs and walk left to reach the Uta Lower Road. Okay. Most of this absolutely cavernous area can be ignored. The upper regions contain nothing but enemies and false floors for you to fall through and get hurt. It's best to stick to the lower section. When you first arrive, jump over the small platform and proceed along the floor until you reach the water. You'll see several sets of hovering platforms. Although they are in groups of 2, these blocks have the same jump altering properties as others do. Jump across the gaps while the blocks are rising. When you reach the wall to the left, use holy water or Dracula's nade to open a path through the wall and visit the man waiting inside. As long as you purse the Morning Star, he will endow a whip with magical properties and convert it to the Flame Whip, which is the strongest whip in the game. If you do not possess the Morning Star, he will tell you to return with more power. En timme kvar tills jag ska dra till ölmässa. I give you your Morning Star power to burn away evil. Nu jäklar. Once your whip is upgraded, return across the water to the beginning of the cavern. Jump along the platform to reach the next level. Once again, break the wall down and head left across the cavern. When you see floating skulls head in your direction, it is best to stop and remove them before you proceed. You'll reach an exit on the far left side. There are no secrets to be found in the rest of the area. Taskigt med sånt stort område där det inte är någonting. Ja, jag undrade när man ska få äran att få dricka en mango-IPA. De verkar ju så jävla goda. Speciellt när du har typ druckit 800 stycken. Saknar ju den i min... dryckeslogg. Upp. Oh, jagar en jävlar. Ja, jag hoppas att jag kan ta mig till Retromania i Örebro i februari. Det beror på hur det ser ut med junior och grejer. Ja, men någon gång ska jag springa på dig, Pixel. Någon gång. Se hur lång tid det tar dock. Devious Woods. As soon as you arrive in the woods, you will be confronted by a flame man and 2 skulls. Destroying the skulls should be your first priority, but watch out for the flame man's fireballs, which follow the terrain of the ground. Near the east end is a hidden clue book. And this clue book reads, Dracula's evil knife blurs Camilla's vision. Meaning, the original Japanese text read Death's golden knife. It is the best weapon to use against Carmilla. Jag misstänker att det är drygt att resa vintertid. För det är samma för mig, men förhoppningsvis går ju tågen. Se hur det blir. Annars så kanske man ska, om jag missar den i Örebro så kanske det blir någon Göteborgs tripp. Jag har ju kvar Sundsvallsloten här bakom mig. Alla mina jävla PS3-spel typ, vad var det? 100... Räknade ihop det nyss. Hur många var det? 115 totalt. 115 PS3-spel här bak som jag väntar på att jag ska gå igenom och kontrollera att de faktiskt är kompletta och så att jag inte missat något. Continue left until you encounter more hovering blocks over a lake. Once on the opposite side, continue to clear away enemies as they appear. Do not let them gang up on you or surround you. Proceed left to Yuma March. Okej. Vi lägger en save. Oops. Dödar dem snabbt. Okay, Yuma March. Yuma March is the largest region of Poison March in the land. You'll need to cross it in order to reach the mansion. If you have 3 or more lures, you can cross it without sustaining any damage. If you only have 2, you'll still be able to make it, but you will lose a bit of your health along the way. If you only have 2, it's best to jump into the first potion of March and cross it without using a lure until you reach the platform in the middle. The 2 lures you have will help you cross the remainder of the march. If you have less than 2 lures, it will be better to turn around and head for town of Doina to purchase lures. Although it will eat away a considerable amount of time. Då korsar vi den här. Det är natt. The horrible night to have a curse. Once you cross the eastern portion of the march, you will arrive in front of Laruba Mansion. While you can continue to the west, there is little to no reason to do so. The remainder of the march is an uninterrupted expanse of poison, and when you reach the other side, you will enter Carmilla's cemetery. And if you proceed too far to the west side of the cemetery, you will be unable to return, and you will have to make your way all the way back to Deborah Cliff and utilize the red crystal in order to return to this portion of the map again. Do not travel any further west unless you have an odd excuse to do so. Ja, vi går in hit då. 9. Ja, vi får XP här inne i alla fall. Laruba Mansion is large, but it does not contain many of the hidden passages and false dead ends that you have encountered in previous mansions. Walk to the right, ascend the stairs, walk back to the left and up the second set of stairs. Ignore the third steps to continue right. Jump over the blocks to reach the platform that leads to location A. Hopp. Vi sparar när vi ändå är här. Vägen. Oj. Bra. Så, då är det här. From here you have two choices. You can climb up to the top or drop to the bottom. You need to purchase a stake, so it is best to head up the stairs and work your way to the top. You will see that the last mansion merchant selling an oak stake. From this location, you can proceed to the bottom, either along the left side that you just came from, or up and around the right side. Jag tror vi går runt upp och höger. Either way, your goal is to return to the lower left hand corner of the mansion. Jaha, nej, då är det bättre att gå vänster. Om det är dit du ska. You find a man at the bottom who actually fills your supply of lures for no hearts at all. If you have the silk bag, this means you will have full supply of 8 lures. On top of that, there is no limit to the number of times you can talk to this man and continue to get full supply. From C you must proceed. Okej. Ja, men ska vi dit, då går vi dit. Då håller vi inte på att gå runt. Kan det ta många såna här, tror jag. Det är inte så mycket skador de här. I beg of you to take these laurels. Fine. From C, you must proceed to the right across the spikes. If you're impatient, you can actually use a laurel and simply walk safely across the spikes to reach the other side. Stay along the floor, proceed into the chamber where you will meet the second boss, Carmilla. Carmilla takes the form of a giant mask. Tears of blood fall from her one eye, and she occasionally circles around the room. The tears explode into multi-direction projectiles when they hit the ground, but these projectiles can be blocked by a shield. The most effective way of defeating her is to stand to one side of the room as she cries and wait for her circle. When she does, jump and throw a gold knife at her. Each time you hit, the knife will explode and do more damage. If you don't have the gold knife, you can defeat her albeit more slowly, but simply whipping her when she comes within range. Once defeated, she drops the magic cross. Okej. Vad jävla enkel med den där taktiken. You now possess the magic cross. Ja, gör den då. Even if you possess all 5 parts of Dracula, you will be unable to overcome the barricade on the bridge that leads to Castlevania without the magical power of this cross. Like Death, she always returns but doesn't give you anything extra for defeating her repeatedly. Unlike Death, you have to defeat her because the cross is required to access Dracula's castle. Collect the cross and then go to the next room. Use this oak stake on the crystal. You now process Dracula's ring. Return to the room before Carmilla, go back up a bit and proceed left past the spiders. If you like, you may visit location C again to collect more laurels, but if you have 6 or more in possession, it's not necessary, and will cause you to double back around. Ultimately, you need to climb up the left side of the mansion to return to location A. From here, simply return to the bottom of the mansion along the staircase that you used originally. Before you leave, it's worth noting that you're currently level 4. You can increase your level not once but twice to level 6, and this is the best place to build your level since the day-night time is stopped while you're in the mansion. However, most players will find that Simon is decently powerful at level 4, and the time and patience required to reach level 5, let alone level 6, may be prohibitive. Ja, men vi kan försöka nå level 5 i alla fall. Då ska vi se. Vi kanske hinner klara av Castlevania 2 i alla fall innan det är öldags. Det är nice. Levlar upp en gång och sen så beger vi oss. Jag vet inte hur långt, det stod inte långt upp det skulle. Slutet av stolpen och början av andra fönstret, då spånar de. Eller pelare. Så. Vi nöjer oss där. Och så sparar ifall någonting händer. Där vill jag ju bara att man tål mer och ibland också ännu mer liv. Inte att man gör mer skada, det gör vi redan max. Tjena Christer! With all 5 of Dracula's parts in hand, it's time to return them to Castlevania in an effort to remove the curse from Simon. Make sure you've collected the flame whip, remove and the magic cross, Dracula's ring, and laurels. Ja, jag tror jag har fixat allt. Det är lite garnering på tårtan som ska göras, men det gör jag i det gör jag imorgon. It's a long road to Doina from Laruba Mansion. It is possible to head west from the mansion to get back where you once were by traveling from Algiba Cemetery to Devora Cliffs. While the path is relatively safer, it's significantly more time consuming. It's far faster to walk back to Bodley Lake by traveling right. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, Wicked Ditch. Climb out of Boulder Lake and find yourself standing in front of Boulder Mansion again. Proceed to right to reach Wicked Ditch. You will face mummies, harpies, and medusa heads. They aren't that difficult, but harpies and medusa heads can easily surround you if you try and run through without fighting. The mummies are easy to fight, but they cause a lot of damage if you get hit. Cross to the right and you arrive in the town of Doina. De här ger mig inte erfarenhetspoäng. Fem. Nej, ingenting. Town of Doina. Doina has one important feature. A church. This is your last opportunity to rest up and restore your health before you proceed to the last battle. You can also buy laurels at door A, but you most likely won't need any more unless you plan on backtracking. Quotes in this town. After Castlevania, I warned you not to return, meaningless. Get back, meaningless. You have upset the people, now get out of town, meaningless. The cross in Larova's mansion must be found. True, yes, you need the cross to get past an upcoming barrier. Wicked Ditch, right to go north. North Bridge. It's been a while since Simon set foot on a bridge. You want to find this bridge very different from the one outside of Town of Joa, with the exception of the hovering blocks that fill in the gaps between platforms. Mermen will jump out of the water in an effort to ambush you, but you should have sufficient time to react to them and whip them as you cross. Aye. Dora Woods. Dora Woods may be similar to Jova Woods in layout, but the enemies are much harder, especially if you enter at night. Many double heads occupy the first section. They move particularly fast and shoot off-bent, so move in when you're having an opening and duck when they fire. The path branches when you reach the middle. Once again, you must decide between staying on the upper path or taking the low road. The fact of the matter is there is nothing to find along the upper path, which dead ends in a poisonous march. Unless you feel like exploring, you're best off taking the low road. This walkthrough describes the two sections pertaining to the upper path, just in case. The final section of Dora Woods prior to the East Bridge doesn't even have enemies to fight. Okej, den förklarar vad som händer om man tar övre vägen då, East Bridge. The East Bridge is incredibly easy with no gaps to jump over and a string of mermen jumping out of the water right in front of you. You should have no difficulty crossing over to the opposite side as long as you remove each merman that gets in your way. Och då kommer man till Dennis March. Dennis March is a useless area of the world containing a set of platforms strung up above a poisonous march occupied by yoke rolls. If you cross over to the right side of the march, you find nothing but a dense wall blocking your progress any further. It may appear that you have no choice but to wade through the march to get back, but it just happens that if you push up at location A on the map, you will discover an invisible staircase that will return you back to safety of the platforms above. Okej, så det var helt dött eller? Okej, så vi ska gå ner i alla fall till Town of Yomi. Då gör vi det. Ja, det här är väl den årliga ölmässan. Den har ju bytt namn nu. Den hette Nolia Beer Festival förut, för det var väl något samarbete med Nolia-området här i Umeå. Men nu heter den, vad heter den nu? Beer and Taste tror jag den heter. Beer and Taste Umeå. Det är fortfarande på Nolia-området, men den heter bara bytt namn. Beer and Taste. Ja, det har nog gått ett år, om inte har gått ännu mer. Jag vet inte om jag var på festivalen i fjol. Jag har ju som haft junior. Det var nog, kan det vara 2 år sedan jag var på festivalen faktiskt. Tiden går snabbt. Släng inte fler RP. Ja, snyggt. Do it. Do it. Ja. Men det lär ju inte bli allt för jävligt. Jag har ju som sagt kalas för junior att ta hand om imorgon. Town of Yomi. This town, the closest physically to Dragon's Castle, is absolutely abandoned, with the single exception of an old lady who is either too feeble or too crazy to leave. Nothing else to learn or gain. Simon can simply walk through the town on the way to his next destination. Quotes in this town. Let's live here together. Note, it's meaningless. Ja, exakt. Så att det blir nog ingen utgång efter festivalen, utan jag far nog direkt hem. Se till att få i mig lite sömn. Okej. Vlad Graveyard. You will face mummies, hawks, and ghosts as you pass through this graveyard. The hawks can be troublesome since they move erratically, but the ghosts are slow and the mummies can't get past the tombstones. You must leap over each large white tombstone in order to cross the grounds. Nu är vi nära slutet, hörni. Jag trodde att jag skulle ta en annan väg ner faktiskt. Okej, West Bridge. When you arrive, a wall will prevent you from accessing the bridge. However, if you possess all 5 parts of Dracula and the magic cross, you will be able to break out the top 2 blocks on the left side of the wall with either holy water or Dracula's nail. Then you can leap up and over the wall to cross the water. The bridge itself is deserted. You have a clear path to Dracula from here on out. Nu är vi nära slutet på detta spel. Vi är så nära. Castlevania. This version of Castlevania is substantially smaller and quite different in layout from other instances of the castle. Like the bridge, there isn't a single moving creature in here, dead or alive. Besides, you so walk on in. When you reach the dead end, break the blocks that separate you from the floor below with holy water and climb down the stairs. Once you drop down the gap on the right, you can never go back up. If you're missing anything or simply want to explore more, you have to turn around now. Otherwise, continue downward. At the bottom, you reach the door to Dracula's chamber and the end of the game. When you go in, Simon will put Dracula's 5 parts on the altar. Application B. After a flare of fire appears, the count will be reborn. Läs inte på något mer då, utan där. Jag har ingen aning på det som anses vara bra här. Som sagt, jag har inte läst guide. Nu, jag styr ingenting. Han hoppade själv pit. Ja. Jag bara gör så här. Lite osten direkt. Ja, hitta oststrategin utan att ens läsa på. Av misstag. Jag tror vi fick bästa slutet också. The encounter with Dracula is terminated. Simon Belmont has put an end to the eternal darkness in Transylvania. His blood and sweat have penetrated the earth and will induce magic and happiness for those who walk on this land. Men det var ändå en hand som kom upp. Så. Castlevania 2 avklarat. Jag tror jag ska visa er. Visst har jag någon. Det där är i tak. Jag har i tak kanske det. Här ska ni få se. NES. Castlevania 2. Där var ju bara lite random bilder. Var det något? Var det här man hittade? Jaha, här. Det var olika. Här NES. Det Castlevania 2. Precis, under 8 dagar, mellan 8 och 15 dagar och över. Är det här för smått kanske? Ser ni? Vi zoomar upp. Ja, nu kanske ni ser. Under 8 dagar, mellan 8 och 15 dagar och över 15. Så det finns 3 olika slut. Jag tror att vi fick det bästa. Ja, precis. Det vart en hand som kom upp. Mellan 8 och 15 dagar. Okej, då är det blå himmel. Although the confrontation between Simon and Dracula has concluded, Simon couldn't survive his fatal wounds. Transylvania's only hope is a young man who will triumph over evil and rid the city of Dracula's deadly curse. Och över 15. The battle is consummated. Now peace and serenity have been restored to Transylvania and the people are free of Dracula's curse forever. And you, Simon Belmont, will always be remembered for your bravery and courage. Så att det är de 3 olika sluten som finns i alla fall. Det låter som att det här är ett jättebra slut i och för sig. And the people are free of Dracula's curse forever. And Simon Belmont will always be remembered for bravery. Varför låter det som att den här låter som det värsta slutet? Eller? Eller att den har den här sekvensen här. Någonting händer. Ja. Nu har jag i alla fall visat er de olika sluten som finns. Så att ni känner till det. Men ja. Castlevania 2 är nu klart. Jag tror nästa. Jag spelar dem i släppordning eller releaseordning. Så nästa blir inte Castlevania 3 på Nintendo 8-bit utan nästa är Castlevania 1 på Game Boy. Blir nästa. Men vi startar inte igång det. Utan för det är cirka 10 minuter kvar tills jag ska börja göra mig i ordning och fara iväg till ölmässan. Så att jag känner att det är pointless att starta upp ett spel och spela mindre än 10 minuter. Vi stänger ner här nu. Planen imorgon är att jag har kalas för junior mellan 1 och 3. Och allt innan 1 lär ju vara massa fokus på att fixa inför kalaset. Och efter 3 så är det ju att jag ska städa upp från kalaset. Men jag vill nog streama i alla fall. Så att när jag väl är hemma igen från kalaset då kommer jag att streama någonting. Streama tills kvällen. Det är planen. Om det nu inte blir så att Junior är jättesjuk så att vi måste ställa in kalaset. Då kommer det ju troligtvis bli mer stream imorgon. Ja. Vi nöjer oss så här i alla fall. Castlevania 2 klart. Fortsätter med Castlevania 1 på Game Boy imorgon. Som jag har hört går otroligt dåligt. Ha en trevlig helg annars om vi inte ses. Ha en trevlig fredag. Tja tja.